Hi guys, I don't know if you guys saw the video and like the whole thing going on with this young lady, Shanquella. I'm just gonna say that, I don't really like pay too much attention to things that are going on in the world a lot because I already have a lot going on with my visions and dreams, and sometimes I'm up at night, getting messages and stuff, and I rarely get sleep, so I try to minimize the amount of like stress that I put on myself. And I couldn't help but notice her, and I decided to actually, watch one of the videos about her. And it really broke my spirit to see it really broke my spirit, watching what happened to her. I don't know if you guys know, but she went on a trip to Mexico with her friends, and she was actually murdered, and they lied on her and said that she had alcohol poisoning. But it really hurt my spirit. Like, it hurt my spirit a lot because this is the thing that I've been preaching to you guys about since last year. And I remember telling you guys, I think it was last year around the same time, last year, November, December, I was telling y'all, like, we're in the book of Micah. And I remember telling you guys that in the book of Micah, God reveals who your enemies are. God reveals even the ones that are closest to you will turn against you, your friends, your family, and all of that. And I told you guys that the book of Micah is playing out until like March 2022. And I said that you guys are going to be isolated from a lot of people, separated from a lot of people around that time. And to be careful of the friends that you have around you. And I remember telling you guys that, when you're a child of God and God separates you and isolates you, and God starts elevating you in life, and you are goal-driven, you are ambitious, you cannot be around certain people. You cannot hang around certain people. It doesn't matter how long you've known these people for. It doesn't matter if you've grown up with them in high school, or if they're your family member, they're your blood. Like, when people are envious and jealous of you, you're going to see the signs. And a lot of the times we tend to want to see the benefit, the positive side of people. We give people the benefit of the doubt so much to the point where we ignore the red flags. And when I was watching this story, I was able to I was getting emotional because I was able to relate to her in so many ways. And I'm like, this young lady ignored so many red flags because she wanted to see the best in people. Like, she's just looking at her, I knew right away. I even asked God, like, she's a free-spirited person. She's a good person, and she wanted to see the best in people. And she knew that something was off, but she didn't want to judge people, didn't want to give them the benefit, didn't want to not give them the benefit of the doubt. And then look what happened to her, like, this horrible thing happened to her based on jealousy and based on envy. And this is not, no, I'm just jealous of you. This is built up animosity, built up jealousy. And remember, I told you guys plenty times that when God elevates you and he removes you from people, you have to be careful. This is why I put on that video the other day where I said God says you can never talk to them again. Some of y'all thought I was joking when I was talking about that, or some of y'all thought that, it can't be that serious. I'm telling y'all, it's serious. Jealousy will make people do the most craziest things. Like, if people are doing spell work on you and trying to block you and trying to do all this stuff, and they have to go to sorcery to try to block what God has for you, who knows what they'll do to you physically. If they see that everything that they've been trying to do to you spiritually is not working, who's to say what they will do to you physically? This is why God says, when I tell you, you cannot talk to someone, you cannot be around someone, I see and I hear things that you can't see and that you can't hear. I witness things that you can't witness. I felt the way these people felt about you in their heart. I know how they feel about you in their heart. I felt it. And this is why I tell you, isolate yourself. I don't always have to give you a reason as to why I don't want you talking to that person. I don't have to always give you a reason as to why I want you to depart yourself, separate yourself from this person. Sometimes I just want you to be obedient because I can see what this person has plotted against you. I can see what they plotted against you in the past. I can see the hidden jealousy, the hidden animosity they have towards you. I know isolation and sometimes separation can feel like a bad thing, but when God does that to us, it's for a reason. It's for the best. I noticed that ever since that I have been separated from people and I've just been on my own, just learning with God, growing with God, and receiving new wisdom from the Lord, I noticed something. I've always elevated. When I was around family members who put me down, who low-key didn't like me, who low-key was jealous of me, and I tried to ignore it, I noticed I wasn't able to progress in my life. I wasn't able to progress in my life. I noticed bad thing after bad thing kept happening to me. When I was obedient to God, I pulled myself away, because one day God gave me a dream and he showed me the scripture Psalm 56 and 57. And that's around the time when I started noticing some shady stuff. And I pulled myself away, and I noticed ever since I've done that, I've been elevating, I've been growing, I've been able to receive what I've never had before. And that's why I tell you guys, when God tells you to remove yourself from someone, it's for a reason. Most of the times God will tell you to separate yourself from someone, but because God knows you're not obedient, you don't listen, guess what? He'll end up making the person separate themselves from you, because they cannot control their jealousy, they can't control their envy, is eating them up, and they can no longer be fake around you no more. So you know what? God will let them cut you off. God will let them cut you off, because they can no longer hide it. But it shouldn't have to take for God to try to make someone else do that. It should take from you being obedient from the first time to avoid any of that, to avoid any confrontation, to avoid you feeling like you did something wrong. You get what I'm saying? So when I saw the video, and I felt really bad, and I was like, it really hit my spirit. It hurt my spirit a lot, because this is the kind of things I've been trying to tell you guys. I say, when people are jealous of you, they can fake for only so long. Only so long, and what makes them get aggressive is the built up jealousy they've been having towards you from day one. Watch how people talk to you. Watch how people treat you. You will know. You will feel in your spirit when someone don't like you, when someone is jealous of you. Most of us feel it. We just ignore the red flags, and we got to stop doing that. Those side eyes that you've been seeing from your friends, the little side eyes, they looking at you and smiling as soon as you notice them. Hey, and then that's a hater. That's a jealous person. I've seen those side eyes my whole life, and I've ignored it. Every single friend that I've had, I've witnessed a side eye, literally, and I've ignored it, and I ended up finding out that they were jealous of me. You get what I'm saying? So don't ignore stuff like that. The side eye, the low-key shade, not wanting to hang around you, not wanting to be around you. Don't ignore the stuff like that. When you notice stuff like that, you have to pull away. Especially when you are a child of God and God is elevating you. It's a very dangerous game to be around someone who's not on the same level as you. It's a very dangerous game. Yes, I know you want the best for people. I know you want to put people on and you want to help people. But let me tell you something. A lot of people don't want to be put on and give you the credit for it. A lot of people want to put themselves on. Do you get what I'm saying? They don't want you to be the one to help them. That's the thing. They want to be able to do it themselves. They want to copy you. They want to eat off you, but they don't want you to be the one to do it. You get what I'm saying? But because they can't have it both ways, they have to fake to get what they want, and then it only takes, it's only so long as someone can hold all that animosity in before they explode, before they finally attack you and want to hurt you. So when I saw that, it really hurt my feelings, and I'm like, I have to say something to y'all, because this is what God has been stressing, not just to you guys, but to me too, for a very long time. Okay, for a very long time. Sometimes God doesn't tell us to the full extent why he wants us to release people, why he wants us to cut people off. He may not tell us to the full extent, because you know why? Sometimes God doesn't want to put no more pressure on our plate. He just wants us to be obedient. You get it? Like, God knows that if he tells you, hey, the reason why I want you to stop talking to this person is because they hate you, they're jealous of you, they want what you have. God knows that's going to hurt your feelings. God knows that may affect your day tomorrow. It may affect the plans that you have next week. You may be thinking about it so much, you start crying, you start getting hurt. So sometimes God won't go into details. He'll just say, hey, cut the person out, but he won't go into details because he knows how it's going to affect you. But what happens is, because we don't know the details, we end up being disobedient. We end up being disobedient, and then guess what happens? We get stabbed in the back. Or God has to come in and tell you the full situation, and then you're hurt. You get what I'm saying? But it shouldn't have to get to that point. Just be obedient when God tells you to remove yourself from someone or to cut someone off. So like I said, especially if God is elevating you, you got to be very careful in this season who you're around, who you have in your face smile. A lot of people will smile in your face and pretend they're happy for you, but they low-key don't like you. They're low-key hating on you. They're low-key wishing they had what you had, and it's going to build up. And they will wait until they get around you, and they will just explode. They won't be able to help themselves no more. And this is what God is trying to protect us from, okay? So be careful who you call your friend. All right, be careful who you have around you. And if you're on a specific level in your life, not everyone can go with you. Okay, love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.